What's up, y'all? I just posted my throwback from when I watched Goosebumps for the first time, and I got a comment that said to watch Are You Afraid of the Dark? If you watched my last video, you know when I was a kid, I wasn't about no type of scary stuff. Not about it. The furthest I would do, literally, the furthest I would do was Scooby-Doo. And I was pushing it on some episodes because I had someone I was just like, I'm gonna leave this bathroom door open. Like, ain't nothing about to pop out on me. I'm about to turn all these lights on. So yeah, that was not my thing. But I decided to watch it because I'm just like, you know what? Why not? Why not? First of all, it starts off in the dark. They are outside. It's a boat out here, and there's some swing sets. It's dark. You got the little mini blinds or whatever those are rattling. They were like, what, in the attic? I don't know what this is. They're in the attic, and then somebody lights a match, and then it says, "Are you afraid of the dark?" That alone would have got me. It aired in 1990, and it says the last episode was 2000. The episodes they was pretty much watching was the new ones, and then like the reruns. But me, no, thank you. I say all that to say, as soon as I would have saw that sign that said, "Are you afraid of the dark?" Yes, absolutely. And I'm going to get up and I'm going to leave. Okay, so I'm not exactly sure if this is like an ongoing thing or not, but for the episode 1, they're outside at a campfire, and they said they call themselves the Midnight Society. My thing is, who was letting y'all out? Well, this was the 90s. Like, this was like 80s, 90s. These kids was always outside. Go in the house. The little boy, he's the narrator, and he's talking about who they are, blah, blah, blah. And he said, basically, they're all different, but one thing that draws them together is the dark. What are y'all, moth? So it's already 5 of them. And then the new guy, he's coming in. He's getting walked in with blindfolds. First of all, don't blindfold me and try to take me anywhere. I need to know where I'm going. As a new member, has to tell a scary story. And if it's good, he gets to be a member. But if it sucks, out of there. He has to tell his story, but they won't let him take the blindfolds off. What is it, your backyard? Boys telling a story, right? It's called The Phantom Cab or something like that. 2 boys, one of them is probably like 14, 15, and then the other one's probably like 11, 12. And they are hiking in the woods, and the older brother is trusting the younger brother to get them wherever the destination is, and he's using a map. You know how old this is because the older brother got mad at his brother for getting him lost. He got him a cheese ball and a lame wad. I ain't heard these terms in so long. Hey, older siblings ain't shit. So the little boy, right? He almost fell off a cliff. He almost died. Why the older brother? He almost fell off a cliff and almost died. The older brother grabbed him, helped him up. And then the little boy is just like, he's like, well, I still have the compass. Man, he looked at him. He said, I should have let you fall. Why would you say that? It's nighttime now, and they have been going the wrong way. Now, mind you, I don't know what he got an attitude for because it ain't like he had any idea anyway. So, the fuck? And now here he go off running off, trying to find the town. He running off by himself in the woods in the dark. They're towards a trail, I suppose. And they see a random flashlight in the distance. And they're still there. Me? I'm going the other way. Because you just never know. It's a guy named Flynn. He looks about maybe 30. But of course, like, it was back in the day, so I ain't no time. He might have been like 21, like, I don't know. Flynn knows the woods apparently, and he thinks everything's funny. Watch Flynn. All right, just watch Flynn. Hey, man, he real mouthy for somebody that needs some help. Older brother, I'm gonna just name him Tom because I can't remember his name right now. Tom was like, yes, well, can you help us get back? Flynn, he turned around like, oh, who, me? Man, why Tom said, who else would I be talking to? Nigga, watch your tone. Now he's telling him, follow me. I can lead you to somebody that can help. You said you know the woods. Why you can't help? Now they following Flynn. No knife, no gun, no stick, no baton, no nothing. Just raw dog in the woods. They getting real close to the guy that he's talking about. And apparently he's a doctor in the middle of the woods in a cottage. And Tom was thinking like me because they didn't walk up to the cottage. he like, who lives here? The Seven Dwarfs? It's time to abort the mission. Also, side note, Flynn asked them, hey, are you guys good with riddles? Just take the time for that. And then, he's like, well, just make sure before you ask the doctor for help that you actually need it, because the price could be pretty steep. To help the child? What kind of doctor is this? Dr. Jackal? They might want to call like 241 Kids on this older brother. Because every chance he get, he being violent. What's his name? Danny? I think his name is Danny, the little boy. Danny is trying to apologize, like, yo, I'm sorry for getting this lost. And he was like, don't worry, I'm going to smack you later. Why would you want to do that? He said sorry. Now somebody crying in the bushes. This doctor is creepy. He goes, they knocking on the door, right? They spooked out because the bushes are crying and yelling and stuff, everything. And they knocking on the door. The doctor opened up the door. He's like, oh, you guys have made a grave mistake. What do you mean a grave mistake? You're supposed to be an adult to help. Help? Then he say, I don't suppose you guys are any good at riddles. Now's not the time. Now he giggling. What is funny? So they're inside his house. Big mistake. Upon entry, it looks exactly like what you would think it would look like. Stuff everywhere, and it looks like a little laboratory. A homemade laboratory. He's offering them some tea. First of all, stop drinking things from strangers. And then he's like, oh, I'm a scientist. Basically, he's a scientist and he's been studying like nature and stuff. And he turns around and picks up a brain of a wild boar. No, sir, it's time to go. He doesn't even have like gloves on. He doesn't even have on gloves. He's just touching. Sorry, put it down. He's still talking about these riddles. Nobody's doing a riddle. I'm gonna go out on a limb. And I'm gonna say he's trying to see which one of them is smart so he can take their brain. I'm gonna go with that. Okay, so the riddle was, how far can you walk into the woods? And the little boy says halfway, because if you walk halfway, then the other half will be you walking out. And he says, very good. You may do. You may do what? I may do what? The older brother, he's trying to make a phone call to his parents because it's in the dead of night. And he goes for the phone, and the guy picks up hedge clippers and is threatening to cut the cord. Find you the closest weapon and keep it close. That's what you guys need to be doing at this point. He's threatening them to answer another riddle. And if he doesn't, then they can't make a phone call. So they tried to answer it, and the little boy is like, I don't know. And the older brother's like, I knew you wouldn't get it. You couldn't get it either, dweeb. Now that they didn't get it right, he's telling them like, oh, just go outside, make a left, stand on the side of the road, and the taxi will come. What taxi? Then, the older brother, he pointed out something very important. The guy said, you don't get it. You didn't get the riddles just like the other ones didn't. He say, what others? So there's been other people, and what happened to them? Did they make it home? They're still trying to get help, and the guy's like, well, there is one way. And they're just like, well, what do we got to do? And he's like, well, you're a lot smarter than what your brother's trying to give you credit for. As he proceeds to measure this boy's head, sir, get your hands off the minor. They're like, well, what do we have to leave you? And this man says, you can leave me a specimen. Now, keep in mind, this is a kid show. I wasn't sure where they were going with this. I was hoping it wasn't too far left, because I was probably like, security. He proceeds to bring out a human hand in a jar. I was like, okay, thanks guys. Thanks to the writers. I was a little worried there. I'm not sure what was going on. Like, what are you guys doing here? They didn't run about the house as they should have already. And he's like, goodbye for now. Creep. Names are Denny and Buzz. The older one is Denny, the younger one is Buzz. No. They just ran into a cab. Why is there a cab in the middle of nowhere? Why is it? Just jumped inside, didn't ask no questions, didn't ask the man's name, didn't even ask for a ride. It just, oh my gosh, this is making me stressed. Not the cab sped off. I knew it. Or The cab speeds off. And number one, like, why didn't y'all pay attention to who was driving y'all? Number one, let's start there. He speeds off, turns the light off. The top light of a cab, yeah, if old school. Turns the top light of the cab off. They're like, yeah, take us into town. First of all, demanding, calm down, at least ask, say hello, something. And then Flynn. It's fucking Flynn. I knew it was gonna be Flynn. Flynn is a creep. Oh, they got a scheme going on. So he's like, yeah, I know I was gonna run into you guys again. I figured that you, I'm assuming that you guys didn't answer the doctor's riddle. So you knew and you were spinning the block in your little cabbie cab to come get us. You a creep. You are a creep. He said that happened to me around 40 years ago. So you should be dead by now. No, matter of fact, how old is he? He gave the doctor a ride 40 years ago. And he said because he couldn't answer the doctor's question, well, the doctor said he was going to give him a tip if he answered the question right. And since he couldn't answer it right, the doctor took a specimen. First of all, why are you negotiating your body parts for no reason over a tip? A tip? Here's a tip. Stay out the fucking woods. And stop talking to creeps. Man, look. So now Flynn is telling his little tale of woes. After he couldn't help the doctor with the riddle, the doctor took his hand off. And then he's been around for 40 years driving people to and from the cabin to meet the doctor to take specimens, aka their body parts. Like I said, they got a whole little thing. Oh, I knew it. I knew it. They got a whole little charade going on. So basically, he got into an accident 40 years ago. And every time he meets somebody new, they all of a sudden get into an accident. And and the voices that they were hearing was the victims, call them what they are, the victims of these accidents. The riddle is, it's weightless. It could be seen by the naked eye, and when it's in a barrel, it can make the barrel lighter. I think it's light. I don't know, but they got about 30 seconds to figure it out before they get into a crash. Pre-planned. So is it really a crash, or is it just like, okay, that's a good one. It was a hole in the barrel. Okay, I wouldn't have thought of that. Well, I would have been a victim too, matter of fact, no, I wouldn't, because I wouldn't be in no woods like that. Y'all wilding. Okay, that wasn't so bad. I actually thought it was going to be scary. That actually wasn't scary. It was a little, but it wasn't bad though. So the ending of it, they were able to get out. The cab just basically disappeared, and they were safe. And then the ranger all of a sudden came out of nowhere, took him back into town because they knew the parents was looking for him. And the boy from the beginning, he was able to be a part of the club. So we probably just going to be seeing more of him now. I feel like I've seen this before, though. I feel like I actually did watch this one before. I don't know. I could be wrong, but I feel like I've seen this one before. But I don't think I saw the whole thing. I just remember seeing that specific part about the cab. Or maybe it was a commercial. I don't know. But all in all, it wasn't bad. I will watch some more of them. I'm going to keep watching them until I actually found one that's a little creepy, scary-ish. That way I could be like, yeah, my justifications. I could justify it. I could justify it now. If I got any suggestions of what else I should watch, let me know. I do have another video that I want to do because I have this thought. And it's been weighing on me for a while. And I got to tell y'all about it because, like, why not? But that's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see y'all.